finally, after what was a pretty long wait, I'm going to tackle the issue of immigration here tonight, and I'll be talking about that issue briefly. I won't make it as long as some of the other ones because I am going off script, so there will probably be a lot of stuttering and stumbling through this video. Probably won't even know all the facts of this video, but I'm going to try to take a stab at it, and I'm going to try to look at it from a couple of different angles. Now, first off, I want to make it clear out there that I was born in a state where immigration is a bigger deal than in some other parts of the country right now. I mean, I don't live there anymore, but I was born in Denver, and that's obviously a big immigration town these days when it comes to illegal immigration. So, therefore, this issue is a pretty big deal in Colorado and in Denver especially. So I'm just going to get right to it and talk about the immigration policy and then just some of my views on it. Now, first off, for the most part, basically what this immigration plan is that President Obama put in place on Friday now, so this is a few days into this thing. Basically, it talks about the immigration policy as an executive order, basically implementing a part of the DREAM Act. Now, more specifically, I think what this policy does, and like I said, I think I have all the facts here, but I'm not sure, so if I don't, feel free to correct me on something. But basically, it's an executive order saying that anyone who is under the age of 16 that is not here legally should be able to come here or should be able to stay in this country without being deported. And that's basically what the issue is at hand here when it comes to immigration or Obama's stance on immigration and the DREAM Act. Now, it is true that Obama does support the DREAM Act. However, he didn't push it as tough as some Latino groups wanted him to, and therefore now he is coming out, since Congress ain't going to do anything now. Obviously, I mean, Republicans just want to. Basically, the Republican plan for immigration and Latinos is to deport them all. Okay, so they're not going to do nothing about it. They just want all 12 million people deported through the government. And of course, these are the same people saying government can't do nothing, but then they think that the government can deport 12 million people. So that's kind of ironic and hypocritical. But so I just thought I'd put that angle in there. But at any rate, that's basically what the policy was. Now, if you want to ask me about the constitutionality of it, I must say offhand, I don't know. There is going to be a lawsuit, it looks like, from Congressman Steve King of Iowa, who's a Republican, and it looks like he is going to sue Obama over this policy. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to get anywhere. However, but again, is it an abuse of executive power? That's probably going to be the question here in this lawsuit. Like I said, I don't know what is going to happen with this. I don't have enough information on that, and if I can get some more information on that, I will let you know. I've looked in a few places, not too clear for me, or I'm still trying to read through the legal talk, the lawyer talk that's often in some of these articles. So it's a pretty tough process. So I don't know if that's illegal or not, but at any rate, there's going to be a lawsuit on that. So get ready for that. However, like I said, for most people, though, I mean, for politically speaking, though, Obama really put the Republicans in a box, I think, and you can tell by Romney's actions, which really have shown that he has no answer for this, and therefore this really speaks volumes as to basically what this is doing to the Republicans right now. I mean, this is, and it's even basically on this issue, it has basically drew a wedge right down the center of the party, pretty much. I mean, you have Bill Kristol, Bill O'Reilly, and other right-wing Republicans who are saying, well, punish the kids who were brought here by their parents. Okay, it's the parents who brought the kids over, and the kids had basically no choice, and it's basically no fault of their own. Not as the viewpoint taken by Crystal, it's the viewpoint taken by Bill O'Reilly, and it's probably the viewpoint taken by other Republicans out there that are going to take a stance on this issue. My guess is Jeb Bush and probably the Bush family. Rick Perry has a similar policy in Texas, which he got chastised for by Mitt Romney in the primary. This is drawing a wedge right through the middle of the party, again, because it is going to be very unpopular for the Republicans to say that we should round up these 14-year-olds and these 13 and 12-year-old kids that the parents brought across illegally, and that we're just going to throw them out of the country. So it's a very unpopular stance to take when it comes to this issue, and therefore that's very tricky politics for them. Now, however, for the Democrats, there is some very tricky politics in store for them as well. There is also, basically, when it comes to family issues, there's a huge tightrope they're going to have to walk here, because again, because there's a lot of hypotheticals in here. Say there's a drug dealer in the family. Say it's a father drug dealer in the family, came across illegally and is dealing drugs in inner city Denver, but has kids in the country that are now protected by Obama's supposed DREAM Act policy. Do we really, as a country, want to bust up this family, send the person packing? Or here's even a better example, because drug dealers would probably be arrested, so that's a poor example. But even like, say there's a traffic violation, an illegal runs a stop sign, doesn't think he's going to get caught, but the cops are there, catches him, finds out he's illegal. They have kids, so then what are you going to do? You're going to throw the father and mother out of the country and keep the kids in and bust up families? I mean, again, that's a big issue as well. And again, the Democrats have to be very careful here, because even though they're riding a very good wave of positive publicity on this issue right now, and are basically sending Romney running for the corner and running for shelter, they got to be careful themselves, because if Republicans want to take that card, they sure can do that. And you know what? If I was the Republicans, I would do that. If I was a Republican strategist, I would tell them that this is probably the card you should take. Use the family issue, okay? Say a guy runs a stop sign. It's a minor offense. He doesn't cause any harm. Could have, but didn't. And then the police find out this guy is here illegally, and he has a wife and kids. So then, under Obama's plan, the kids would have to stay, but the wife and the mother and the father aren't immune from that. So therefore, we can throw you out of the country and send you back to Mexico or Cuba or Nicaragua or wherever you came from. Do Democrats really want to go down that road and bust up families? Okay, that's what it's going to be seen like, and Republicans can use that card if they so choose to want to use that card. It is a very tricky slope on both sides. Okay, both parties have a very tricky slope to run on, and like I said, it's a wild hypothetical, but it could be one Republicans can use if they wanted to, at least make a stalemate on this issue after getting badly beaten this last week. When it comes to this policy, they could choose to do this route. So just a thought for Republicans out there. But however, they got to be careful too, because like I said, do you really want to deport 14-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids, 11-year-old kids, and down the line? Do you really want to do that and not give them a chance to achieve their full potential in this country because they were brought here by no fault of their own? Okay, that is very tricky for the Republicans, and they got to be very careful here. But like I said, Democrats too, when it comes to family, they got to be very careful as well, because they could be seen as family busters if Republicans wanted to go that route. Because like I said, illegal immigrants aren't supposed to be here, so therefore we got to throw you out of the country. I mean, therefore, if you're caught being here illegally, usually, I mean, the policy is you got to be deported, and it's sad, but that's the way it is, and that is policy, and there are laws in this country we got to enforce, and I do come down pretty hard on immigration, except with the kids. Like I said, with the kids who came here through no fault of their own, I don't think they should be deported. That's just my personal opinion. But of course, Congress and presidents and candidates have done absolutely nothing the last 15 years when it comes to that policy, and I think it is a very big shame that they didn't. And like I said, it's a big issue in Colorado. We want Coloradans, people in Aurora, people in Lakewood, people in Arvada, people in Westminster, people in Thornton, people in Littleton, people in Centennial, Commerce City, Englewood, Broomfield. They want this problem solved, and they don't like to see inaction on this front, and with a lot of these suburbs and a lot of the people in the suburbs, they blame both parties for their failure to act on this issue, on immigration. Instead, we come up with BS policies like either deport them or just continue on status quo. We can't do that. We need to set an immigration policy. We need to do something. We can't just say deport. We can't just say stay the course, because that just ain't gonna be how it works. And both parties are to blame for that. And they haven't done nothing in 20 years, and it's a shame. But people in Denver and people in Colorado, they want this problem solved. Okay, we want to see action. The Denverites want to see action on this front, because it is becoming a problem in these places, in Colorado, in Arizona, in California, in New Mexico, in Texas, in Florida. This is a problem, and we need action on this front. We need a policy, and no one has done anything about it. Okay, people have tried. Okay, I give Bush credit for trying, but Congress won't do nothing. Okay, so it's mainly Congress that's really halting action on this, and we need to get action on this. That's just my opinion on immigration. Again, I went off the cusp a little bit, but basically, when it comes to the politics, both parties have got to be very careful, because again, there are some very big constituencies. Like I said, the Hispanics are a very problematic group for both parties. Okay, they are not really partisan down the line. Okay, right now Latinos favor Democrats by 3-1, 4-1 margins. Yeah, that is true, but however, they are socially conservative. Okay, they have very culturally conservative values, family values. They got big family values. They are Catholic. Okay, so Democrats have to be careful not to be seen as family busters in this debate. As for Republicans, Latinos do not like their deport and racially profile them stances. Okay, Arizona passed a lot of racially profile Hispanics. They don't like that, and they are taking it out on them. They got to be very careful as well. They are not doing good with Latinos right now, and they are definitely at a disadvantage, and both parties have really got to be very careful. They got to walk a very thin tightrope, because if they fall off that rope, then all hell's going to break loose in their party, and they are going down for defeat. They got to be very, very careful with their policies. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Let me know what you think. Let me know about the aspects, what you think of the policy, my analysis, and everything when it comes to immigration. Again, Coloradans want it fixed. Okay, they want problems solved on immigration. We need a long-term policy. I do agree with Romney on that, but Romney has got to take a stand himself. Romney has not taken a stance on this issue, and the longer he does not, the more pain and suffering it's going to cause his campaign. That's just my opinion. But anyway, thank you for watching this video, everyone. Have a good night.